G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach with DR and welcome to a little bit of a different video today. Now, usually on this Swordplay Potty, we have our mailbag segment where we ask people on Twitter to send through some questions and we'll get to them on the Swordplay Potty. But unfortunately this week, there were a few really big topics that we needed to get through and ran out of time for the mailbag. So I promised that I would make a quick video this week and get to all of the questions. So thank you very much to anyone who has left a question. And apologies that we couldn't get to it during the Swordplay Potty itself. Now, I'm not going to give you any great detail here because I've got about 15 minutes until my kids come back. I'm at school at the moment, just got a quick break. So I will get through these as quick as possible. We'll get straight into it. So first one here is from, I'm going to butcher this, I think, mate. Leroux, I think that's how you say it. If not, apologies, mate. Hope that you're well, buddy. G'day, guys. Is it too early to consider 5 as an option? 12 trades, 4.5 upgrades to go. Is that because you've got a fake premium there, mate? I'm not too sure. Gonna plug a humble brag in getting a VC right in Dunkley as well. Congratulations, mate. I was crazy not for going there myself last week, brother. But is it too early to consider 5 as an option? Absolutely not, mate. No. Jump on him. Jump on him. I think he's going to be a really good cover during the next couple of buys, so I'll just put my phone on silent. And as well as that, we know what this man is capable of. We're not going to see Nathan Fife Brownlow medal form. We're not going to see that. But given the fact he's spending some time in the middle, 90 plus last week, already had his bye, I think he could be a really good 23rd man. But I wouldn't really want to rely on him being an on-field option until the end of the season, mate. But as that 23rd man, 2 thumbs up from me, buddy. Thank you very much for the question, mate. Hope that you are well. Oh, the SuperCoach Bull, talk about a legend in the SuperCoach community and the Twitter SuperCoach community. How are you, buddy? Malikan or Fahe, who's a better rookie to select? 50k difference is massive. Absolutely it is, mate. Isn't cash tough at the moment? Leaning towards the Pelican, but only due to him already having a bye. Also, get Dev Rob trending. I tell you what, that pick is looking better and better after the news that we've just had, mate. I think there's a question about Dev. Get to him in a sec, buddy. But yeah, Malikan or Fahe, both of them aren't great options, are they, buddy? I'm thinking along the same lines as you. He's already had his bye, the Pelican. So if both players had already had their bye, then I'm going Fahe. I think he looked really good in the first quarter in particular. I think it was about 7 touches that he picked up, had a shot for goal as well. After that, certainly faded out of the game, which is what can happen with some of these young fellas. But on the other hand as well, Malikan did not look as impressive or near as impressive as what he did in his first game. So it's a tough question to answer, mate. Ideally, as you would know yourself, probably neither of them. But if you have to go one, I'm probably going the Pelican because of that bye, mate. But it's a really tough one. Yeah, who knows if he even stays in the side. Maybe Arnold comes in. McCartan's due back in soon as well, mate. So I will just go the Pelican, but don't love him, buddy. Thanks again, legend. Appreciate it, my man. Our next one is from one of my favourites, Causa Blackleach. How are you, Causa? Hey, dear, I think I've figured out a plan to get to full premium. Awesome, cause. Seamus and Whittle out for Himmelberg and Fife. Cool. Next week, we'll get Briggs. Oh, sorry. We'll get Briggs, Humphrey, and Ford out for Sarong, Darcy, Cameron, and Marich. I love it, Causa. 5 trades left as well, mate. Full premium. You're in a really good position there, brother. Just be careful on Sarong, mate. He's managing that foot injury at the moment, which is slightly putting me off the selection. But love your plan, Causa. Looking forward to a chat tonight on the members chat, buddy. He's another one of my favourite people in the world, not just in SuperCoach. One of my first members of the channel as well. H, how are you, legend? H is actually going to join us on a podcast the week after the bye, so cannot wait, H. Looking forward to it, buddy. G'day, DR. Any idea how you plan to use your 2 boosts? Oh, man, I know you're in the same boat as me, H. Do we use 4 trades in round 15? Looks like we are throwing boosts away for fun. Absolutely, mate. We've talked about this a bit, haven't we? I think I'm going to use one in round 15. And in regards to the other one, mate, I think it's going to be left unused, which is shattering. That's a lesson learned for me, mate. Be a lot more aggressive with the boosts early on because they can be a lot more beneficial. I always wanted to save one for the bye and for rainy day, but that rainy day one, just haven't needed to use it, mate. So unfortunate, but I think one's just going to remain in the bank, unfortunately. H, I don't think that we need to use a boost just because we've got it. I don't think it would really make sense at this stage, mate. So, yeah, using one round 15, other one may not use it. Damn it, unfortunate. Hope that you're well, brother. Look forward to having a chat with you as well, man. Tell you what, my favourites keep on coming here. They're great. Cats are how are you, legend? Only if... Oh, yeah, so This question from Cat was a big reason why we didn't actually get to the mailbag, because we thought this is a super question and something that lots of people have been asking and something that's pretty important to discuss. And that was basically, who are our top ratings from the defensive line, mids, forwards, and rucks. So we did a top 8, I think, for the mids, defenders, and forwards, and I think it was a top 4 for the rucks as well. So that was a big part of the potty this week. So if you haven't checked it out, guys, make sure that you do if you want our ideas and opinions on that one. Thanks again, Kata. Great idea as well, buddy. I tell you what, the legends keep on coming. I keep on saying it, but it's true. The Juke, he's got 3 questions here. How are you, brother? Hey, mate. Who's your favourite out of Brayshaw, Neal, and Sarong? Also, what would Sicily have to do for you to hold or trade? So I think it's a trade, mate. You know, 4 weeks out, including the buy, I understand that. But if you can get a premium that's already had their buy in for 4 weeks, aka I'm looking at Tommy Stewart if you don't own him, I think it's an absolute no-brainer, mate. But how frustrating is it? He comes in, gives a great score, suspended, comes back, gives a great score, and then out for a month. So unfortunate, mate, but I definitely would be holding him. We know there's an appeal. Issue is it's on Monday, so I'll just be getting out of Dodgeville earlier on, I think, mate, anyway. And out of Brayshaw, Neal, and Sarong, I'm going to put Sarong last just because he's got that injury niggle at the moment. Almost throw a coin here, mate. As a Brisbane man, I'm going to go Lockie Neal. I think he's got a pretty good fixture in the next 4 weeks, 3 of those being at the Gabba. It's a tough one, though, mate. Whoever floats your boat, I think there, buddy. And how many are we looking to field this week and next? So it's 19 at the moment for me this week currently, and it's 16 for round 15. But given the fact I'm using a boost, I'll get up to 18 to possibly even 20 if I'm lucky enough, mate. So that is the plan at the moment. Who knows what injury carnage we may face, though. And last one, does the Shields tag worry you with Bont? Look, slightly, mate. That is certainly something that we need to take into consideration. But I think if you look at the body size of Bont, he's an absolute animal. I don't think too many taggers are actually going to slow this man down or worry him too much. I really do rate Shields, really experienced type player, mature type body. But he's no Bont, mate. He's no Bont. I think he'll match up better with some of those smaller type guys like his Zerets, but look, it worries me slightly, but I'm still chucking the captaincy on him if Josh Dunkley fails. Surely Dunks won't fail us so, mate. Thank you very much, Duke. Appreciate that, legend. Heart. Keep on saying legends. Champion this, man. Jules, Crazy Frogs, how are you, my brother? What do you think, legends? Nothing to lose. How much could Jazza average from now? I like this trade, actually, mate. I like this trade. He's the type of player that's too good to be down for this long, isn't he? We saw what he did at the start of the season, and he absolutely carved it up. Jeremy Cameron, best player in the comp. We haven't heard that, have we, too much over the past, let's just say, 2 months, but he is due. They've got a fair few games coming up at GMHBA down at the Cattery, so I think this is a really nice time to jump on. From memory, I think his break-even is around the mid-70s, getting close to an 80, so you're getting him in a good price. I think he can certainly go past that break-even. Difficult matchup, difficult opposition this week, but you're not just getting him for this week, you're getting him for the remainder of the season. So if he can hit form like he did earlier on, or even get close to that, he's going to be a fantastic F6 for you, Jules. So thumbs up, brother. All the best of luck with Jezza, mate. Cheers, buddy. Next one is from Magic. How are you, legend? Everyone here is an absolute legend. Magic, you know how much I love you, buddy. Only way that I can hold Sis is by having a 23rd Primo. That's been a big discussion point this week, and I talked a lot about 23rd Primos in the stocky this week as well, buddy. So you got Himmelberg in bracket sand in my final side. To do so, I must cut English or Marshall instead of Briggs. Needs to be done this week, and thus my question is, who would you keep or cut? And do you rate Thor as a pick? Very quickly, yes, I do rate Thor as a pick, mate. Look, it's not a guaranteed pick, and I'm not saying he's going to get back to the levels that he got to last year when he was in defence, because I'm not sure exactly what his role in that defensive line is going to be, particularly with some of their soldiers returning. But yes, I do like him as a pick. I think he's worth the risk. Great TPP. Saw what he was able to do last year. And the only issue here is the fact he's got a really bad bye. Now, if you're talking about cutting English or Marshall, it's really tough because, well, English is going to miss a game, but he's clearly the R1 for the year for me, mate. There is no way that I'd look to cut English, even though a little bit disappointing last week. Big second half, though, after a poor first half. Marshall's an interesting one, so you could almost bank 200k here, couldn't you? You need to ask yourself, I think, Madge, what's the difference in average going to be? And it's got a lot to do with our predictions, doesn't it? So, look, is he going to average 200k worth of value over Briggs? No, I don't think so, mate. So, look, I could see a world where you could trade Rowan, but remember, he's already had his bye, so this is very, very tough. I wouldn't be holding Sicily, I don't think, mate. If holding Sicily means that you need to start cutting Ruckman and other players who you may not particularly want to, then I would probably just trade him on, mate. I know it's easy for me to say as a non-owner. It's a tough decision, man. But, yeah, look, I love Thor. I would probably cut Marshall over English. And I think that Briggsy can average close enough to Marshall to make that trade viable, mate. But remember, Briggsy will be missing that week, and I know you have to do it this week. So, sorry, mate. Don't know if I helped too much there, but you're a great super coach, mate. You'll work this out, brother. All best luck, Magic. All right, next we have James Doherty, a beautiful, beautiful human and one of the biggest supporters of our channel. So, shout out to you, mate. Hope your beautiful daughter is going well as well, mate. Boys, I want to get Dawson and Oliver next week to complete my team. Great players to add, buddy. Plan is to have a premier like Goulden at M9. I tell you what, mate, lucky bugger if you can get Goulden as that 23rd type cover pick. DPP to cover both mid and forward. Also get DC for F6. Love it. I'll be doing the same thing next week. And ruck cover in case of injuries. Is the waste of a trade getting a M9/4 just for cover? Leave me for trades. You've got a couple of options here, mate. So it's certainly an option to get that 23rd primo. Or else what you could look to do is leave those, just say, I'm guessing you might have 5 trades if you don't do that. And just literally, if a premium goes down for 2 to 3 weeks, just do a straight swap, mate. So use a trade on that rather than get that 23rd man in. That is definitely an option that you've got. But if the quality of your 23rd primo is going to be someone like Errol, then absolutely go for it, mate. I think that's a really good move because I don't think there's going to be too many teams that have that 23rd type quality. We may have a 5 if we're lucky, one of these type players, but yeah, that quality in Errol is fantastic. So thumbs up, James. Thanks for the question, buddy. Hope that you're well, my man. Next one is from Lee. I tell you what, said James, who's a massive supporter of the channel, so is my man Lee. So I appreciate it, man. Always cheers me with a beer as well. We've got to catch up one time for a couple of cold ones, Lee. Malcolm worth a look. I think we've talked about this, mate. So I like him a little bit better over the other option that we've got. Trade Chincotta or Weddle. Thanks, boys. Love your work. Look, with Sicily out, mate, we were talking about this. Janeth actually brought up this point in the swordplay potty. I don't mind holding Weddle over a Chincotta. Now, we know that we want to downgrade Weddle in order to use his money to upgrade elsewhere, but if you're looking to downgrade one and money isn't a huge issue, you can still make your moves with the money you make from Chincotta. I would be holding on to Weddle because I think he's certainly got the better scoring potential and obviously much better job security as well, mate. So I would be trading out Chincotta over Weddle. I don't love Malikan, but he's probably the best option that we've got down back on the bubble this week, mate. Cheers, Lee. Hope that helped, buddy. Next up, we've got Chris. How are you, legend? Good to hear from you, man. Love your profile pic, man. I'm a big dog man myself. Hey, guys, keep up the great work. DR, as a good Lions man, what is your take on Dev Rob? Thought we'd get one bull as a downgrade option this week. Now, please go back and check out either the Stocky or the SuperCoach sword play. In the Stocky, I actually clipped the sword play clip from that and popped it in there so I didn't have to repeat myself about Dev. But I did go into things in a fair bit of detail. I'm going to get this in a real nutshell because my kids are coming back in a few minutes. So basically, I love Dev as a selection. I've been calling for him to come into that 22 basically since the early start of the season, been playing really well in the twos. Now, the issue with Dev is finding a spot in that side. McCluggage is out this week, and we've just got news that has come through that Gunston and Rich unbelievably have dropped themselves. They approached Fagan, must have been this morning or maybe yesterday at some stage, and said, we're not up to scratch. Our form is not up to scratch at the moment. We are dropping ourselves, give someone else an opportunity, and they're going to do an extended training block to try to get their bodies right, refresh, so they can hopefully come back into the side at some stage. Believe me, I would love to see, there is no one else that I would love to see more hold up a Premiership Cup than Daniel Rich. I love the man. DR all comes from my old username, Daniel's Riches. So I'm a massive fan of Rich, but I actually agree with this. If you did watch that clip from the Sword Play Potty, you would have heard me say, and this is before all this discussion came out, so a bit of a crystal ball type thing here, but I was actually calling for the dropping of Rich because I really like Wilmot down back. I think he offers us a lot more attack, flair, speed, and I think he can be a lot more accountable. Players won't just leisurely be able to stroll away from him like they can from Rich. And why I said that boded well for Dev is that if you get Rich out, Pepsi Max King goes back, you've opened up that wing spot. And the great thing about Dev as well is he's multi-dimensional. He can play up forward, he can play inside mid, and he can also play on a wing. Now, inside mid is his best position, but with the Dunkleys, Neils of the world, he's not getting a heap of time there. In saying that, I think he will get a little bit of time. Zach Bailey hasn't been playing that well when being played through the mid. Rain has been okay-ish here and there, but I think we need to give someone else like Dev a bit of an opportunity. So job security should be pretty good short term. So I'm giving him 100% guarantee for the next 2 weeks. After that, I think it's very much form dependent. But if he plays well enough, then Fagan should reward him with some loyalty and keep him in the side. You've got Harry Sharp, you've got Pryor, Archie, a number of other blokes that can take this wing role. So this is not a guaranteed pick. Believe me, this is not a guaranteed pick, but we've seen his ceiling in the past. We've seen Dev's scoring potential in the past as well. He's had some sub-affected games. So the price that he comes at for potential, I think anyway, is extremely friendly. So I'm actually a thumbs up on the Dev Rob selection at the moment, but please don't think that you can rely on him as cover for the rest of the season because he may go out. I'm hoping that he will stay back in. But I gave a bit more information in the potty and the stocky, but hopefully that's a bit of a nutshell for you there, Chris. All the best and thanks for the question, mate. Our next one we've got is Killer Bees. What's going on? Worth going early on Hillenberg this week to save money, a hold Mitchell. Look, either way, mate, very team dependent. I think it's fine to get Hillenberg this week if you're right for the buys in round 15. I don't think too many people are. If you're not right for the buys, mate, look, Mitchell's... I would probably hold Mitchell, get him to cover for that really tricky buy, unless you really need Himmelberg this week. If you're really struggling for this week's buy, grab him in. But if not, mate, I would simply grab him after the buy. It will also give Seamus another week of cash gen. And who knows, with Sicily out, his scoring may even go up, and you may want to change your mind about actually trading him out. You probably will have to anyway, mate, but I would probably wait. Just my opinion. If you look at the great Abs Magic, just a calmer down, Abs. He's keen on going on him this week because he rates the 30k that you'll save going this week pretty highly. Agree with that as well. So again, it comes down to being team dependent, mate. We probably look at that a little bit differently, the two of us there. Thanks, mate. JJ, how are you, legend? Jason Johannesson, out with the hammy, aren't you, mate? G'day, DR, you legend. You are too kind. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Should I keep a hold? Will Day? I'm a hold, mate. I'm a hold. I watched him play live last week and was really impressed by the young man, mate. 109 points, lots more contested pill, which really boded well for him, and that efficiency was up slightly as well. Now, this is just my personal point of view, mate. If you want to trade him out this week, you could get someone that's going to cover for this buy as well as next week as well. A true premium rather than a fake premium. Be my guest, mate. And there's certainly arguments either way, but I probably saw enough from him last week to suggest that he could be good enough for me at D6. Personal opinion though, buddy. If you want to trade him, go for it, man. Thanks, JJ. Oh, I'm going to have to go through this really quick. Next one is from Nick Kanga Killer. How are you, legend? Another great support of the channel. Good evening, you legendary humans, and you too, man. Quick question, if I may. With Mellon's injury, I don't think get another game of the seniors. Maybe the case, mate. Agree there. Melican is the best option. Yeah, we've already discussed Melican, mate. So hopefully I've gone through that enough. Don't love him though, man. Don't you wish there was someone else? I'll tell you what, if Harry Arnold is picked this week, I'd prefer to go early on him as a 102k option, mate. Thanks, brother. Next one is Clarky. How are you, champion? Is Jeremy Cameron a viable trade in this week? Love the podium, would love your thoughts. Yeah, well, already mentioned that when we talked about Julian's trade in there, mate. The crazy frog himself. I think he's at a good price. We know what his ceiling's like. If he goes off, we're talking 150s here. Look, owning a key forward is never fun. It's an absolute roller coaster, but you get the good with the bad, and I think there'll be enough good to make this a viable selection. Also, given the fact that up forward, we're really, really struggling round 15. He could be that perfect bloke to cover there and also give you some decent scores for the rest of the year. Also, though, keep in mind, he's had a pretty lean run lately, and don't be expecting hundreds on the trot. You could get a low one, big one. Going to be a bit of a roller coaster and a mixed bag, mate. All the best, legend. Is that it? So we got 3 more. Benny, Q Long, and Maxi. G'day, Benny. 2 questions for us. Who's good M8 coming off the last 2 boys, not including Sarong, Brayshaw, or Neil? Probably the other blokes, mate, that you've got to look at. Maybe the Swans boys in Parker and Warner. Couple of options I'll throw out there, mate. Also, best defender options to trade Sislu to coming off the buys. Wanganeen, Miller, Weller, Ryan, or Wilkie. Options are bare, mate. You could hold Sis and Phil Weddle for 2 weeks. I would have no problem doing that, mate, if that floats your boat. All right, I'm going to say no to Luke Ryan. The game style just isn't suiting him. Look at his last 5 weeks. Don't look at his season average. You need to look at that last 5 weeks average because lots of things have changed for Freo and Luke Ryan. So, no for Luke Ryan. Well, is he even playing this week? Come back from injury? I'm not too sure. Don't love him. Don't love him. Wilkie, certainly a pod, but not huge on him. And Wanganeen Miller, I've got a bit of a grudge about him because I started this bloke. Kammer put me on him early. Bit of inside info about him taking some kick-ins, but just hasn't worked at the start. However, the last, 5 weeks, I think there's only 1 score below 92, 300s on the trot, had 30 touches last week. I think he's been averaging around the mid-20s over that period of time. He's got the kick-in monopoly, taking lots of those. So, at mid-450k, I certainly don't love it, but out of the options that you're presenting me with here, as much as I hate to say it, he's probably the bloke that I'd look at, Wanganeen Miller. But again, mate, I want to make this clear. I don't love any of the options. But out of the ones you've provided me with, probably Nazaya is who I'd go, man. Thanks, Benny. All the best, mate. Q-Long, how are you, mate? Is 5 still worth a consideration? And which player should we be planning to bring in after this week? Cam Keys, one of the Essendon defenders. One of the Essendon defenders will be absolutely fine, mate. I think really he's got to roll back now, which is absolutely shattering me after trading the man out after that concussion game. Cam is my probably #1 trading option from any line next week, mate. Probably along with Rory Laird because I think he's right back in form as well. Keezy, I'm not huge on Keezy. He's one of my favourite players in the comp. Remember, I'm a Brisbane man. He's an old Brisbane player from our academy. Grew up as a Brisbane Lions fan himself. So love Benny Keys. Well, you're not looking to bring him in this week, obviously. We'll chat about him next week, mate, just to give you a bit of an updated view on that one. But Cam, absolutely. And Fife, absolutely worthy of consideration, man. Yep, absolutely. Cheers, Q. And last one this week is from Maxi Chisholm, almost right on time as shares reckon have gone over. My kids could be in my class just by themselves at the moment, but they're pretty responsible. Hopefully they're just on their SuperCoach. So, last one for the day, Maxi Chisholm. Hey guys, hope you are all well. And you too, Maxi. Thanks, man. Thoughts on trading Sicily only if it's 3 and Van Ruin for Himmelberg and Brayshaw / Warner? Absolutely, mate. I think that is fine. Van Ruin, time to go is now. He's obviously got the bye this week, so perfect time to move him on. And Himmelberg, I've talked about him at great length in the potty, in the stock market, and also a little bit during this video as well, mate. So 2 thumbs up there. And love Brayshaw. Probably take him just over Warner, personally, mate. So that is it, guys. Thank you very much for all of the Twitter questions. Apologies we couldn't get to them in the mailbag section of the potty this week, but I did promise you that I would get to them, and hopefully I've been able to help you in some sort of a small way anyway. So I'll love you and I'll leave you there, guys. All the best of luck. We have a Thursday night game tonight. Hope that your team goes well, and I'll chat with you some stage during the weekend. All the best, guys. See you soon. Bye.